power shot.
Alright, so this is a small video to address a small issue up at the Long Lake Sports Complex. If you guys live around there, you know where I'm talking about. If you don't live around it, that's fine, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you've ever used those fields, the new turf ones, you would know that there are no nets behind the soccer goals. And then there's the path that goes right up along the southern side of those fields, and then there's untamed, dry, tall grass on the southern side of that path. No one wants to be chasing their balls into that stuff because there could be rattlesnakes in there, and you have young kids, teenagers, younger kids running into there to get to chasing after their ball, who could get bitten and then hospitalized, or they could get bitten and then die because there's no nets preventing rogue shots from going into that stuff. And like on the easternmost field, closest to the Blund Trail, there's bushes on the southeast side near that corner, and then also just on the east side on the north side of the field on the east and with the smaller fields, you got the big field that runs north south, and then you got two smaller fields running going along the width of the field for the younger kids, with dry grass behind that as well. And also, there's bushes there. And if you're wondering why I'm showing these balls, it's that, well, these have been punctured by those bushes. This one has a leak in it. I don't know where, but it went into those bushes. But this one has a leak in it. I've circled it. Not sure if you can hear it over my fan, but it is leaking air. And this is one of my favorite balls. Yeah, if you're wondering, that's me and my friend's name because we share this ball, but now it's toast. And this is one of my favorites because it knuckles. And like, another thing is, I have a really, really old soccer ball here, made by McGregor, and I was using it the other day, and I don't like when it hits the concrete because then it gets scuffed up. There's a good spot where it's scuffed up. Yeah, like there. I don't want this ball getting scuffed up because I don't know if McGregor's around anymore, but it's like a really old soccer ball. And it's rock hard too, so it kind of hurts to kick it. But like other balls I don't want hitting that concrete path on the south side is like my Nike Merlin, or this one, the only Jabulani I have, which quite frankly I need to get a new one, but they're so freaking expensive. Anyway, away from that topic. The damage you see on this is from the dry grass, those bushes, and the concrete path. And like here, that's all the way down to the meshing at the bottom of the padding. So essentially it's just this, and then the wrapped bladder, and that's it, keeping it from protecting the bladder. This is all that's protecting the bladder from the elements. And also, like, where is it? Here, that was from a bush. And like, also like those like weeds that spread seeds by getting those like spiky things onto like your socks, your clothes, and then you're uncomfortable while you're practicing. And I just want you to think about this. If you work for the City of Arvada, or if you work up there, so I want you guys to think about this. What is the better option? Leave the fields without a goal and risk having someone getting hospitalized because of a rattlesnake bite, or putting the nets up and preventing that from happening altogether? What sounds better to you? Option A, which is ignore the problem and just let someone go to the hospital because there's no net and they're just trying to play soccer, or put nets up and keep kids safe and keep the snakes distanced from the kids. Of course, the net's not going to stop snakes from coming onto the field, but it will prevent kids from going to the snakes, chasing after the soccer ball. Like, yesterday, this is something that's kind of annoying, is that, so yesterday, this is a project that I've been working on for a long time, and that was, I should try and see if I can make a ball from scratch with a balloon. And I used like an entire roll of twine, a bunch of thread, and then started taping it. Then used almost all of the Scotch tape, and decided to draw a Jabulani pattern on it, the panel pattern for a Jabulani on it. And guess what happened? It's popped. So that was a waste of 3 days because there's no net behind those goals, and that homemade ball went into the weeds. So if you work for the City of Arvada, or you're someone who actually worked on that sports complex up there, the Long Lake Sports Complex, and if you did those baseball fields, they're amazing. Haven't used them yet, but I want to. But if you worked on that and actually put in those turf fields, or you work for the City of Arvada, or you work up there keeping that place tidy, I want you guys to think about what is the better option. Leave it without nets and risk having someone going to the hospital, or put nets up and let people have a much funner time. Jesus, I can't talk. Have a much better experience up there, instead of them coming and be like, I'm using it, having to chase their ball every time they miss, and be like, I'm probably not going to come back and use this field again. And probably end up going to a place like Fairmount Park, which has soccer goals all over the place. And no concrete trail going along the backside of any goals, it's all grass. And no tall grass, no rattlesnakes. So, and also what you do is prevent more of this. Prevent more flat balls. And I'm pretty sure anyone else who's used those fields up there would agree with me. It gets quite annoying when you have to chase your balls every time you finish a round of PKs. Like, I bring all the soccer balls I have, which used to include these, and then practice my PKs. And I'd always have to finish them and hope that the 90-degree temperatures we have right now don't cause my black Umbro to explode, because black absorbs a lot of heat. Having a net back there would prevent someone like me having to go back into that grass to get my balls after I'm done taking PKs or practicing shots. And it also would mean that I could just make sure I could keep an eye on my balls and make sure they don't pop. So I just hope that if you're watching this and you work for the City of Arvada or work up at the sports complex, I hope that if you watch this, you actually take this into consideration. If you watch this, and if you're watching this and you live around that sports complex, or you've been there and know what I'm talking about, leave a like and drop a comment in the comment section below telling me what your experience was like. And hopefully we can maybe have just a small change to those fields where we're not putting kids in danger of getting bitten by snakes. So as anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video and actually feel what I'm talking about. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And leave a comment, reach out to me. And so anyway, see you in the next one. Goodbye. That hurt.